I want to make a little quick video. Anybody that may watch this channel, I've been watching like two videos on this channel called Street Interviews Atlanta. And if you know, I was in Atlanta for like 2 days, and that's why I came down to Florida, because Atlanta was too much for me. Just seeing a lot of the stuff that I saw there, it was too much. So I had to come to good old Daytona Beach, where I started last year, and here I am now. But I watched this channel, and he is just like what I'm talking about when I say stop exploiting the homeless. This channel epitomizes everything that I was talking about when I made that video, because you find people at their lowest points in life and you interview them, put a camera in their face, give them like maybe $20, $40, ask them questions that relive the trauma to where they are now. And you get money and rich off of other people's pain and struggle. Now, what I've learned at 28 is everyone has some kind of pain, some kind of trauma that they're fighting. But I've learned you got to be strong when dealing with that. You got to be real tough. You got to fight weakness. You can't give into it. And one thing, when I was in the hospital, what I advise a lot of the fellow patients that I was with is you have to eliminate negative people out of your life. Get them out of there, because they are possibly a contributor to the way you feel. And when I did a lot of those things that I just named, you know, I feel like I'm a lot more better than I was last year. You do not want to see what I would look like last year. I was doing bad last year, and there's just so many things that I've learned just being an adult that just made sense more to me. And I just feel like this way, the ways that I do things works for me. That's how I do things. But these people that he interviews are at their lowest points in life, and he records them, asks them questions, and at the end of the day, they're still there. See, what a lot of these so-called YouTubers that want to they want to interview people on the street, they never help them with their actual problem, which is being homeless. They don't ever cure that problem. That will remain the same, because at the end of the day, no one cares about homelessness. That is something that you have to take care of yourself. And I hate to say it, but it's just the truth. No one cares about other people's problems, their trials and tribulations, as long as it benefits them. If it doesn't benefit them, they don't care. They don't care about issues that don't affect them. Now, if they can get something out of you, like sex or some kind of gratification, yeah, they'll put more concern into your problem. But if it doesn't benefit them, they don't care. Because I want to ask a lot of these channels on here, hey, why don't you actually like take care of the problem that they're facing? Is the fact they don't have a home? Why don't you give them a home? They're not going to do that, because they understand that these people are, a lot of them have illnesses, a lot of them are addicted to drugs, and you're not going to trust someone that is on drugs. You're not going to trust someone that is mentally ill. But what you will do is you'll exploit them, for $20, $40 while you get rich off of their story, and basically show them at their lowest point in life. And that's when I say, I don't think Vlad TV is really that bad of a person, because we call him a culture vulture. And yeah, it's times when I watch him if he interviews someone that I like. But we talk about Vlad TV and Adam 22. But look at all these channels on here that where people go in the hoods, they go in the ghettos, and they interview people at the lowest points. And they do the same thing. They get rich off of other people's struggle, other people's pain, other people's story. I mean, like I said, how can you get mad at Vlad TV when you do the same thing? You're doing the same exact thing. But none of these channels, see, all I look at these channels as, they just basically show a light of what's going on for the people that don't feel safe going in these certain areas. If you don't want to go physically in Atlanta, yeah, it's a channel that can show you what goes on there. But that's all they're really doing. They're just showing you what goes on in this city because they're not scared to go there, obviously. But they're not helping anyone. They're not fixing. They're not changing lives. They're not doing none of those things. But just some advice for anyone that may be in that situation or worse. You have to be strong. You have to eliminate drugs, alcohol. You have to fight weakness. And you have to eliminate people that I or you deem as abusive, controlling, manipulative. You have to get those people out of your life because the influences around you can determine the behavior that you do. I was telling this girl at the hospital before I was discharged, have you ever heard of someone doing drugs because they don't hang around people? No. You are introduced to that culture by associating yourself with people that are already in it themselves. But you gotta really, really eliminate bad and negative people out of your life. Because I've been doing it for quite some time, and it's worked in my favor. I paid my car off that way, and there's so many other things that I'm going to be doing this year and next year, like financially wise. But what these channels won't tell you, I will tell you. No one is going to help you get off the street but you. You got to make sure you put yourself first. Stay away from drugs, stay away from bad influences, and just do the right thing, and you'll be fine.